under the category of crazy drama. Now, House of the Dragon came out this year, which had some skepticism surrounding it. You know, there were some foolish, blind people that did not like the way Game of Thrones ended. I did, but a lot of people didn't, and that's fine. And so there was some skepticism going into House of Dragon, a lot of doubting Thomases. And then the show came out, and I thought it would be good. I didn't know it would be great. And that show came out and just rocked it week after week for the entire run of the first season. It was incredible. I still am at a little bit of a tug of war about whether I think House of the Dragon or Andor was the best new show of the year. I lean towards House of the Dragon. But anyway, with all the success and the big numbers and the high critical praise and the audience is loving it, in August came a weird bit of news that Miguel Sapochnik decided that he was leaving the show. The showrunner was going to leave the show and just walk. And he said, you know, at the time the reports were, I've been working on Game of Thrones material for a lot of years now. It was 2 years for us getting this thing up and running, and I'm just ready to do some more creative efforts. And the report at the time was that Miguel had a first look deal with HBO, and he was going to continue to work with HBO and make new content and all this kind of stuff. Well, there was a report coming out of the Puck today that there was a lot more drama going on behind the scenes, that it was actually got real messy and a lot of drama. This is what the folks, and we can go to my screen on this is what the folks over at the Puck reported. They said this: when HBO House of the Dragon co-showrunner and pilot director Miguel Sapochnik announced his surprise yet totally amicable exit in August, he left with a very nice first look deal for future projects. I wouldn't bet on those happening, writes the Puck. It was never reported, but Sapochnik bailed after a protracted standoff over his wife and her involvement in the show. Alexis Rabin was a credited producer on season 1 and had appeared in a couple of episodes as an actress, 4 episodes to be specific. But when Sapochnik requested that she be included on his and co-showrunner Ryan Condal's producing team for season 2, HBO politely said no, citing her inexperience, according to 2 sources close to the show. HBO declined to comment. It was a whole blow-up, and HBO even brought in a moderator to try to de-escalate the situation. Sapochnik ultimately decided he couldn't work on House of the Dragon after his wife was essentially told to stay home, bailing on the show and leaving millions of dollars on the table. He then fired his agents at WME and went to CAA with his wife. So, according to the Puck, they're saying that the guy said, I want my wife more involved. And they said no. And he said, well, we're going to do it or I'm going to walk. And they said no. And they brought in a mediator and they couldn't work it out. And he decided to walk. Now, look, none of us doing this show or watching this show, unless Miguel's watching, actually know what happened. We don't know the reasons Miguel thought his wife is a true creative partner on this show and absolutely deserves the producer's credit. We don't know if HBO was like, no, she didn't do squat, and out of courtesy to you, we gave her a credit before, but we are not making her one of the executive producers on this show for next season. Like, we don't know. Let's just say that right up front. None of us know the answer to that, okay? Because I know some people are going to look at this story, and I admit this was my first thought. I thought, damn, diva. It's like, oh yeah, you won't let me just attach whoever I want to attach. You won't let me put my wife on in a big, well, then I'm taking my ball and going home. That being said, when I thought about it a little bit more, I thought, well, you know, if in his eyes, his wife was creatively that involved and she deserved to have that producer credit, and even if she didn't, you know what? As a husband, respect for standing by your wife. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying HBO was wrong for saying no. If you don't think somebody deserves to be an executive producer or a producer on your show, you don't say yes. I have no problem with HBO saying no. Again, not knowing all the facts. So by no means is me saying, hey, if Miguel is standing by his wife, respect. I'm not saying that makes HBO wrong. Not at all. But if Miguel felt that strongly about it, then to say, yeah, I could collect a check for millions of more dollars, or I can show my wife, my partner in life, that I'm going to be 100% supportive of her and I'm willing to walk. Good on you. Good on you. It does, unfortunately for us as fans, it does suck though that this created a situation where one of the main creative forces behind this show that was so bloody good is not going to be there next year because of it. And that sucks and it's unfortunate. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. Guys, you know, me and my wife, Ann, are both working professionals, and so sometimes coordinating dinner time can be a real pain. But with HelloFresh, it makes dinner time fun, easy, and nutritious. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip those trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, and that's why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Now, guys, we've all got New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals, and HelloFresh is here to help you achieve them. Skip the grocery store and take control of your time and budget with delicious recipes delivered right to your door. With HelloFresh, you get fast and fresh recipes. HelloFresh's latest line of meals featuring robust flavors and filling portions are ready in less than 15 minutes. Enjoy taste and quality done quick with recipes like falafel power bowls, seared steak and potatoes with béarnaise sauce, or Southwest pork and bean burritos. So guys, go to HelloFresh.com/Campea21 and use the promo code Campea21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea21 and use the promo code Campea21. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this story. You read the comments. I don't know. What's your takeaway from this?
Well, she was a producer. So the question that I have is, you don't just get to be a producer on a show. You have to have some kind of a contract. You know, they're not throwing on HBO TV shows willy-nilly producers. They do that on independent films all the time. My girlfriend, I'm going to give you money. You have to give me and my girlfriend a producer credit. That happens. But not on an HBO show that's a sequel or a prequel to a show that they've made. So it might have come down that she could have been a terrible pain in the ass to the rest of the team or whatever. But when he fires his agents over it, that leads me to believe that there was a contract, the due diligence wasn't done. Because what do we always say on the show, John? You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And when it comes to producer credits on a TV show, you better damn well have a great negotiating power, and your team has to have taken care of you, because that contract is essential, especially on a show like House of the Dragon, because it's a sequel to one of the most successful TV shows of all time. So it would lead me to believe that maybe they wanted to cut costs. Who knows? But the fact is, she was a producer on the first season. There's a reason why HBO didn't want her there on the second season, but there should have been an ironclad contract that you point to and go, here it is. But that contract clearly wasn't as ironclad as anyone would have thought, because that's why he fired his agents.
All right. It's an interesting perspective.
His agents are there to make sure that he has or she has. Again, this is speculation.
Oh yeah, we're all speculating.
No idea.
Pure speculating.
But if you're, and I don't know, maybe she was just an associate producer, and maybe it was in fact a credit that they gave her based on her performance. But there's a reason why she got the credits. Was she credited producer in the opening titles? I don't know. Maybe she was just given an associate producer credit. But hey, man, she clearly didn't have what she needed to survive. And I you know what, Sapochnik, Miguel, good for you, buddy. Take a stand. He'll get another job.
Aaron, you read about this. I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. Back in September, I had somebody that we know reach out to me when we were talking on the show about that, Miguel left and it's all good and blah, blah, and got back to me and said, actually, I've heard there's some drama going on behind the scenes. And it's one of those things that I just dismissed. Right. But I mean, maybe there was. Anyway, Aaron, you hear about this. I don't know. What's your take on it?
You know, I'm totally with Rob on this. You don't just give someone, for them to say that she doesn't have the experience to be a producer on season 1. She didn't have the experience, on season 2, excuse me. She didn't have the experience to be a producer on season 1, yet she's credited on IMDb with being a producer in every single episode of the season. So clearly she got that experience on the show. So somehow
but we don't know if she actually did anything. Right?
But it doesn't matter whether or not she did anything. What we're talking about is that he wanted her to have the credit for season 2 for what he perceived as the contribution that she had already made and would continue to make. We don't know about the conversations they had behind the scenes, the fact that they are husband and wife. We don't know what ideas she had that she suggested to him that he incorporated into the story that made the story that much better. And that is what happens in a relationship. I've dated writers, I've dated showrunners, and we've had conversations. I have admittedly never had any of my ideas make it to screen because I am not a good showrunner, which is why I don't get paid for that. But the reality is that we don't know what her contribution was. Clearly, he felt strongly enough about it to risk his entire, not just his job, but his career, knowing that one day this story may get out. And the fact that, like Rob said, he was willing to leave his entire team over it. I think there's a lot more to this story that now that Pandora's box has been open, I think it's going to be really interesting to hear what comes out next about this.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, there was a lot of drama going on behind the scenes. And this could be one of those situations where somebody was trying to screw somebody else over. Maybe both of them were right. I mean, unfortunately, it led to a circumstance where they couldn't work together anymore. And ultimately, we're the ones that are going to have to pay the price for it because we're not going to have the same creative team making season 2. And maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.